Hey everyone, Kilted here. I'm just going to do a quick video tonight. It's pretty late, but I wanted to post a video pretty much giving you an idea of what my plans for the future of this channel is. So, in short, this channel is not ever going to be sponsored by anybody. I'm going to sit here and mention, like Brownells, Magnatip tools. I like them. I like Grace hammers and punch sets, that kind of thing. You're going to hear me talk about that kind of stuff. Understand, I am not getting paid. My goal is to never be paid putting out information. Okay? That's seriously it. I don't want to be monetized. I'm still trying to figure out how to demonetize myself. Um, so yeah, that's. I don't want anybody to ever think that something that I say or recommend is not because it's a good product, but because I'm getting paid to tell you that it's a good product. That ain't me, right? I make my money in these four walls. Okay? So yeah, there's that. Now, what do I plan on doing with the channel? I want to continue doing kind of what I have been, by which is showing firearms, showing them, how to disassemble them, how to reassemble them, some cleaning tips, even going into a little bit of history, functionality, a couple of tests that you can do if you're buying the guns used, and shooting them, that kind of thing, right? That's what I want to do. In fact, I'm actually working on typing up everything that needs to be said. That way I can stay on track with some bulletin points on, for instance, like a 1911, right? This is a Para Ordnance 1911, and this is my daily carry, and this was one of my first Cerakote jobs, right? I do plan on redoing this, and when I do, I'm going to film that as well. That way, y'all can kind of sort of see and understand the process to Cerakoting. Because I've been asked by several people, because they'll watch videos online, right? And they're usually cut up into little segments, that kind of thing, to where it doesn't sound like it's that labor intensive, when Cerakoting really is really labor intensive. I also plan on doing more history type guns. Now, fair warning first, right? Before I show this next pistol. This is from the Germans in World War II, okay? And it still has all of its ugly marks, right? But I'm going to do a video on this. You see what I'm saying? I've got a German K98 back there that's a customer's that I'm going to show off. Mainly because he's wanting to do some different things to it that is still correct. You see what I'm saying? But that's really and truly what I want to do as a channel. Also understand, I'm going to do some more shorts. I'm going to start focusing more of my attention on YouTube than on TikTok and that kind of thing. Because I used to focus a lot on filming and posting to my Facebook page, my company Facebook page, but Facebook and Instagram both have gotten really weird about me posting certain things with guns for whatever reason, right? I haven't been able to post much there. So YouTube is going to kind of be my way of getting around that, I guess you could say. I'm also going to try to do more of these videos, right? I know the lighting right now is absolutely horrible, right? Like that kind of helps, but not really. I'm working on trying to figure out basically somewhere I can be to where I can set up my computer, I can set up all my cameras and film stuff, right? That is in this format where you're actually seeing more of me, or, if we do cover a pistol, something along those lines. Now, when it actually comes to video posting to where I'm showing you for instance, a stock repair with AccuGlass, right? I want to actually set stuff up here on my workbenches so I can show that off a little bit better. When I get to bluing, I'm going to show bluing, my kind of sort of steps to it, and why it's really expensive because it's really labor intensive. It could take me all day just to do one gun when it comes to bluing. Anyways, that's getting off on a tangent here. Bullet points, Kilted, bullet points. This is why you have them written down. But I'm going to try to post more often. My goal is 2 a month. Now, understand, I am probably not going to do short videos. I'm just not. I know I've kind of, sort of mapped everything out when it comes to this one, and it's going to be right around an hour long video, okay? And that doesn't even really go into the history of the 1911s and the 45 ACP cartridge. That's just really going disassembly, kind of sort of how things work, shooting, that kind of thing. You will see and hear my cat more often, right? So yeah, there's that. She is a mouthy little one, but she is a really good mouser. I'm probably going to do some like sonic cleaning. There we go, Zach. Some sonic cleaning videos, right? And do that kind of thing. But yeah, there's one other thing that I would absolutely love. Oh, there goes the cat. That's where her food's at, is up there on top of the refrigerator. My food's in the refrigerator, her food's on top of the refrigerator. But what I would absolutely love is to get some more engagement, right? I know I don't have a lot of followers here. I've got most of them on the old TikTok, but I'm really getting tired of dealing with TikTok. So I'm stepping away from it for a little while and trying to focus more of my attention on this, okay? That's not saying that I'm not ever going to post on TikTok. It's just probably not as much as I used to. So yeah, but I would like some more engagement. I will try to do a live video every single month. That is my goal. I haven't really set a date, like a day of the week, but it will more than likely be like Saturday nights is what I'm really leaning towards, right? That way I can sit here, I can answer basic questions, understand with the engagement and you asking questions and that kind of thing, I am not going to sit here and tell you step by step by step on how to do something. That's too much liability on me, right? What I will try to do is be not necessarily vague, but a little bit more open. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I plan on doing. That's my goal. Oh goodness, she's done got the zoomies. Either that or she's found a mouse. But yeah, that's really what I'm doing. That's really what I'm working towards. Because I want this to, one, be entertaining, two, answer questions, and three, if anybody's watching these videos and has been thinking about becoming a gunsmith, that you can really get a better idea of the job, right? So, because there's not a lot of people that'll take on apprentices anymore, and I'm one of them. I'm not. I've been asked multiple times, and I'm just not doing it, plain and simple. Mainly because it does not make financial sense to me, to where, once again, not to bring this one up, but I can completely disassemble this, every screw, every pin, everything, clean it, and put it all back together in less than half an hour, right? Okay? But if I'm having to sit here and show people and teach people and that kind of thing, that gets to be a lot longer in time frame. So that just doesn't make really financial sense to me. Well, Kilted, you're putting out videos like this. You just said that video right there is over an hour, or right at an hour long, meaning you spend a lot more time doing that. Yes. But how many people are going to watch it? If I have 3 people watch it, then that makes more sense. Secondly, I do these videos on my off time, right? So like right now the shop's closed because it's like 10:30 at night, right? So yeah, I do this for fun. I enjoy giving out good information. Now that leads us into the next little bit, information. Now for information, I am not opposed to Google, right? Google is a wonderful thing. We have the power of the internet. It has a lot of good information on there. Same with YouTube. It has a lot of good information on there. But it also has a lot of bad information. So I prefer to look at Google, right? But then confirm with other things, right? So just for instance, I've got a couple of books here, right? This is on the Colt revolver and the entire history of the Colt revolver, okay? But in here it talks about everything. I have read this book cover to cover a couple of times, and it even has, old advertisements and things of that nature, right? I use this book every single time I have a Colt coming in, right? Especially for appraisals and that kind of thing. This really and truly helps because different things do come in, and I have customers that'll ask questions, and books like this really help. Now, something else, because Browning firearms in my area are extremely popular, and one thing that I get a lot of questions about is how old is my gun, right? When was my gun made? So on and so forth. So for that, I have this, right? Now, I know it says 1903 to present, but I think this one was printed in the early 90s. Yeah, 1993, right? First written in 1985. I think they've got updated ones of this because, Browning's still making firearms, but this has a lot of the stuff in there, and a lot of it's not going to change, right? So I'm trying to find, just right off the bat, that goes into their 22 rifles. Let's see. Page 5. Here we go. But here are some basic stuff. So all the prefixes and that kind of thing, right? And then when it actually goes into shotguns, the very first one they sit here and talk about is the Auto 5, right? We've got general information, and then over here it really starts getting into serial number ranges, so on and so forth. It sits here and talks about post-war Auto 5s, yada, 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 right? Good, quick guide. Now, once again, can you go on Google and find that information? Yes, right? But in my experience, what I've seen is you'll find forums where someone asked that question back in 2006, and someone just referenced this book, for instance, and gave them the date, right? So if yours is close to that, maybe. I know there's websites that are dedicated to just serial number date lookups. Most of those leave some things to be desired, in my opinion. So actually having books and documentation and things of that nature are the best. Now also understand that when I talk about the history of the firearm, right? Like when I get to this Walther P38, I'm actually discussing the history. I am not going to go in as much detail as like the team over at CN Arsenal, right? They could have over an hour just in the history and development of this gun. I am not going to do that. Mine are pretty basic. This is things to look for. This is, like with the Walther, this is date codes. This kind of tells you when it was produced, but you can also figure out the year it was, or not the year, but the month it was produced as well. Yada, 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 that kind of thing, right? And then also show you markings on the inside to know if maybe it was refurbished, rebuilt, somebody just changed stuff out, so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's kind of my whole shtick right now, I guess you could say. So just to cover it, I'm going to do more shorts. I'm going to try to post full-length videos, probably about, like I said, my goal is 2 a month. That is my goal, and this counts as one for the month of January. If the channel continues to grow, I might bump that up. It really depends on my workload, okay? I would like some more follower engagement. Really tell me what y'all want to see, right? If y'all like more of the shooting stuff, I'll post more shooting videos, right? If you like more of the history stuff, I can do more history, right? When it comes to, hey, what do you think of such and such? I really and truly don't have an opinion unless it is really bad, right? And we're not talking like High Point bad. We're talking like don't do it, right? It's not worth the money, okay? And once again, my videos, my longer videos are going to show some inner workings, basic field stripping, basic cleaning, that kind of thing. And once again, understand I will not be sponsored by anyone. If this channel ever gets big enough to where companies are reaching out to me going, hey, we're going to send you this product, right, to do a review, understand I'm not going to take any money, right, and I'm going to be blatantly honest, right? If it's garbage, and I'll tell it. If it's good, it's good. If I think it's good but not worth what they're charging, I'm going to say that as well. So yeah. Anyways, Happy New Year to everyone, and stay tuned.